How's it going, everybody? It is Lockhart here, and today I wanted to talk about S Hera and how to build her because I feel like she's a phenomenal modifier because she's already done so much work on my account at her current state, which is not optimal at all. Literally just throwing things at her just to make sure that she can be a part of the team, and her damage buffs and team damage buffs are insane. So if you're like me who requires that extra little bit of help, you know, just to become a little bit stronger and more well-rounded, you've probably pulled for her. If you're one of those players who are just super good at what you do and you know how to dodge, you're probably waiting for Oceanus, who is just sounds busted as a solo character. He sounds really good, but that's for another day. Today, let's talk about S Hera and everything that kind of goes into her and what makes her great. When we take a look at her skills, Dawn Wish is definitely it. You simply use a skill. Not only do you deal damage, but the person with the highest attack on your team gets a lot more damage too. So great way to make sure that you can support your Tsukuyomi or your Ashura or whoever is your main DPS on your team. Really great to go. And then you have your ultimate skill. Does the same thing except for everyone. Buffs everyone's attack, but also gives free combat resources within 10 seconds. So again, people with big combat resource consuming attacks, this is just a freebie. Like, you know, Ashura has a couple really big ones. If you can time this well with Tsukuyomi, she can use two of her lightning clap strikes back to back. It is just nutso. So really great in terms of those two skills, and she does damage. And again, you know, we're getting into that, like being able to do damage and be able to support the team really well. The sigils, of course, are going to be the one for energy, and then the new one, which shortens the remaining skill and ultimate skill cooldown by 1.5 seconds whenever the modifier triggers 0 time. Super easy. These are the ones that came out. So what do you actually want from enhancements? So I'm not going to even bother looking at mine because my enhancements are horrible. But when you use your codes, the blue code is probably the best one. And the reason why blue code is the one that you want to go with is within number one, this shortens the cooldown of Dawn Wish by 5 seconds. Which is great. The second one is Dawn Wish no longer counts the mod as a target. So this will lead into the enhancements. After casting a skill, directly increase mod's attack by 25% for 15 seconds, and then increases the additional attack of the selected target of Dawn Wish by the amount equal to 25% of the mod's attack for 15 seconds. So this is interesting. Okay, this is why people keep saying that she's DPS, but she ain't. So stop it. But what you're going to want to do for your enhancements is basically just go super max attack. You want heat enchantments basically of the fierce assault. If you can do max and you can doing it, you can get that buff potential to be insane. Because again, you know, the synergy between her attack and her blue code is going to help you deal again more damage. And the fact that she doesn't have a lot of she can't be selected as that person, meaning that you can get her damage as high as possible. She helps with the DPS role, but she just gives that huge buff to your main DPS, and it's just insane. Whether that's the character you're playing or your AI is playing, it is super great to have. I feel like you definitely want to get those enchantments in. So some other priorities that you want to do is loop back for faster ult recharge, or Raptor to lower her dodge cooldown. And again, her kit synergizes so well if you can get everything together. So the only ones I would say for future enchantments is if you there's one where you can raise skill 2's skill level by 2 per stack, which is insane, and this only helps her give more buff, so that skill alone will provide 43.5% increased attack if you get the enchantments to go in, and that's something that you would just, you know, sigil on slots 3 and 4. You would get these future this enchantment to help the skill go up. Okay, so those are some of the ones that you could use for enchantments. I think that kind of makes sense. I'm not, again, mine are an atrocity, so we're not gonna go there, and we're not gonna bother to. But the biggest thing is, does she function without her Functor? Yeah, she does. Like, I mean, she still provides a lot of attack, and she still does a lot of that great goodness in the DPS department. But when we talk about Functors that make characters broken, this is definitely one of them. So let's give it a quick read. So when you get this Functor on, you get her light dance, which is her dodge, 100% chance of triggering dodge effect with dodge. 100%. You just dodge and you go into 0 time. And then guess what? Hold down the dodge button to trigger an additional dodge effect at the cost of 30 energy. Triggers only once every 24 seconds, which is more than enough time. Increases the non-dot damage of mod or a teammate in 0 time by 32% when they are affected by Dawn Wish. So we have a theme here. Dawn Wish, being skill 2, is the one thing you want to stack to the moon and back, right? So if you want your S Hera to go from pretty good to just disgusting, this is the way to go. And I really don't think this is a bad pick. Now, I haven't actually gone out actively looking for Functors because I am just so into the characters and being able to have them and see them play, but this is definitely game changing. I think you would want to pick this up and just basically dodge all day long and give more attack to all of your to whoever your main DPS is. You turn your basically like your okay DPS into like busted DPS. And someone on Reddit once said to me that, you know, you fix your, you know, characters like Zenkibo Tengu, who like is just kind of whatever, or even Bozembo Tengu. It's like, how do we get them to be like whatever to like absolutely busted? S Hera. S Hera and her Functor breaks these characters and turns them into gods. I don't know if anybody's seen, you know, some posts out there where Hell does insane damage at the right moment when S Hera gives her all the buffs, and turret mode turns into rail cannon in your mom mode. Like, it's just crazy. So the last thing I will say, future planning again. There's a future sigil that comes out where you put it in 2, 4, and 6, which replaces the Jermungerder, and it raises the energy gain rate by 20%. For every skill or ultimate that is not on cooldown, raises the energy gain by another 20%. When self energy is not greater than 60, the energy gain per skill ultimate that is not on cooldown is raised by 20% to 70%, which is just a lot. So then, and then for every skill or ultimate skill that is on cooldown, raises self crit damage by 7%. For instance of accumulating 50 energy spent, raises team damage by 5%. Lasts for 12 seconds. This effect can only be triggered every 10 seconds and can be stacked to a team max of 2 stacks, which is nuts. So that is kind of more or less, I think, her whole thing. So again, just to go over it, you want to max your skills, obviously. You want her Functor, I think. You want as much attack as you possibly can, and then find time to be able to roll your loop back for ult recharge and Raptor to dodge energy cooldown, so that way she can dodge all day long. And the reason for that, again, is you want to connect it to her Functor, which is just absolutely busted. You want to go blue to just increase that that new Dawn, or basically her skill too. Sorry, new Dawn Wish. And you have yourself probably the reason why she is T0 support, like a T0 non-DPS unit as support in CN right now. And I think she will remain there even in global until the end of time. Okay, let's not get you back. Anyway, lots of potential. I hope y'all be able to pick her up and let me know what you guys have done with her so far. I think this is just, again, her base kit is so good. She's such a great supportive unit. And I think you can use her with chips too as well. So that way you can actually, be able to focus on Dawn Wish and stuff, which is, not a bad thing to have either. I like the chip system. I don't know. But good luck. What have y'all done so far? Did you guys even pull on S Hera? Is that even a thing? Or are we just going straight to waiting for Hades and Oceanus? I'd love to cover Hades at some point in time, but so far this is kind of where we're at. And take care, everybody. Okay, so really quickly, I know I said bye, and then what I did was I decided to try to pull for the Functor, and I got it. So that was very exciting. Wanted to share that with everybody. And if you watched until this point, thank you so much. And if you like what you please like and subscribe. And of course, if you don't know me by now, I am looking to get to that 1K subs, which is, not a huge milestone for most people, but huge for me, and 100K views total. And would love to be able to share all the info that I got and moving forward, So thank you so much, and take care, everybody.